let's say I wanted to buy this laundromat. They're asking $300,000 for it. It's making 150 grand a year net, at least on the numbers the broker sent me. So how do I go about getting an SBA loan for something like that? I have about $8 million in net worth of real estate, a decent credit score. I have experience operating businesses. How do I go about acquiring this laundromat?
Yeah, so you call me and then I guide you through.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Passive Cash Flow Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Fragnito, and we have an interesting guest here today who has bought and sold many businesses, who's created hundreds of millions of dollars of funding for businesses as well. We have George Otel on the show. How are we doing today, George?
Doing all right, Aaron. Thanks for
Excellent.
creating this opportunity for entrepreneurs, business owners to learn, to grow, to evolve. And I always salute the hard work of entrepreneurs that are willing to give back as you take time from your busy schedule to provide quality value
Oh,
to
sure. Yeah,
your
we've
listeners.
been doing, thank you, George. I appreciate that. We've been doing this about 6 years now on the Passive Cash Flow Podcast. And by the way, while we're on that note, if you are enjoying this content, to our listeners and viewers on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button and share it with a colleague or friend or spouse who you think would gain value from these episodes. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to prepare a business for sale. Or how to prepare it for funding to get a loan, different types of loans as well. But, I just spoke with a business owner I know from a mastermind group, and he was saying how he prepared his company for sale for like 7 years, and he got like an amazing equity multiple on it and much higher than industry standard. And he said that the secret to that was having a very well organized business and essentially running your business to prepare it for sale. And that's kind of how I look at my business a lot of times too. I think, how can I prepare this business? Not that I'm looking to sell anytime soon, but for sale, that someone could step in and take advantage of an organized, well-run, well-oiled machine and that can just really churn out some income for them and someone can take advantage of a well-organized business and therefore you could sell for a higher equity multiple, higher price. So let's dig into that, George. First of all, maybe talk a little bit about your background of helping people buy and sell and fund businesses and just how you got into that to get started.
Yeah, so I started working with someone in real estate, basically the financing side of real estate. We were doing short sales. My mentor, he was flipping 40 to 50 houses a year, basically buying from the bank, updating them, and eventually selling.
Mm-hmm.
Then I through his mentorship, I met one of his partners. He had a private equity company. They were buying and selling businesses and commercial real estate, and that's when my life started getting interested because I like to. I'm a person interested in creating, putting the deals, structuring the deals when it comes to business and commercial real estate.
Mm.
And starting 2018, I start U.S. business funding. We do started with equipment financing, working capital. Now we do SBA loans as well and commercial real estate. So that's kind of the idea. Anything from basically equipment to commercial real estate, we get it done.
Mm-hmm.
The beautiful thing about our current situation that I have this on my screen is like $10 trillion worth of baby boomers gonna retire and they're gonna have their businesses for sale.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be our once in a lifetime opportunity for younger generation to learn, to study how
Mm-hmm.
to participate in those transactions because
Mm-hmm.
transaction gonna happen. The question is, are you gonna be part of those transaction or are you just gonna say everything was bad?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's my background. It's I love working with business owners. I own a logistic company prior to 2015
Mm-hmm.
and helped multiple companies to scale, to
Yeah.
grow, to
Yeah.
exit,
Mm-hmm.
to finance buyouts, and also to buy. So we have a couple business acquisitions right now
Mm-hmm.
in the pipeline.
Okay.
So we do everything nationwide, basically.
Okay, so I majored in entrepreneurship at Rowan University. I actually recently wrote and taught a course called real estate entrepreneurship at Rowan University. So I've always had an interest in entrepreneurship. Now, admittedly, I started this company 11 years ago, and I guess, some days I feel more like a business owner than an entrepreneur, right? A true entrepreneur is really buying and selling businesses. Now, I do a lot of real estate transactions, and you could argue every time I buy an apartment building, it's almost like we are starting a new LLC, right? We're
Yeah.
getting funding, we're doing our due diligence, we're lining up investment capital, we're operating the business, which happens to be an apartment building. So it's kind of like I start little businesses, every 6 months or so when I buy a building, and then I sell them over time. I got an email the other day from one of my brokers I work with, and he's selling a laundromat not far from here in Somerset, New Jersey. And I'm looking at the numbers. I say, send me the numbers on this because I like the idea of, low time investment businesses like a laundromat. It's not like you're running a landscaping business or something. It's like pretty low intensity care, and for the most part, you could have a manager and operator kind of just, operate the business, and it's pretty low investment of time. But the cash flow on it was like they're asking 300,000 and it was netting like 150,000 a year. And I gotta say, I'm laying in bed at night. I'm like, man, like the apartment buildings I buy do not make, 50% cash flow. Divide that by 10, and that's where you are, North Jersey apartment buildings. But so I'm like, am I in the wrong business? What am I doing? I've heard people say, cash flow heavy businesses, time intensity, low time intensity businesses are the way to go, like laundromats, that you can kind of buy at a discounted price. So let's say I wanted to buy this laundromat. They're asking $300,000 for it. It's making 150 grand a year net, at least on the numbers the broker sent me. So take it with a grain of salt. But even if they're 10 or 20% off, it's still not bad. Um, how do I go about getting an SBA loan for something like that? I have about $8 million in net worth of real estate, a decent credit score. I have experience operating businesses. How do I go about acquiring this laundromat?
Yeah, so you call me and then I guide you through. So eventually, the idea is uh, you you need 10% down payment, the cash. So basically 30,000. The
Okay.
only thing is we try to stay higher than 500,000 for loan amount because
Mm,
it's a lot of work and not too many banks willing to go something lower.
mm-hmm,
That's but the idea is like you need to have 300 basically 10% of the price.
mm-hmm.
Then preferably 690 or 700 plus credit score.
Okay.
And basically the whole underwriting is going to be around the business,
Mm-hmm,
and you're just going to be the personal guarantor. So we're going to look at your PFS, personal financial statement,
mm-hmm.
last 2 years of taxes, and then everything else from the business, P&L, balance sheet, that schedule, and last 3 years of taxes. So that's how you do the underwriting. It
Okay.
takes five to 7 days, sometimes faster, to get the term sheet with the lender,
Mm-hmm.
and it depends on how messy is the deal, as you mentioned, because it's important how clean the paperwork and how everything is aligned.
Mm-hmm.
Around 45, 60 days to close. Sometimes you can close in 30 days, but it's all depends. So I'll say 30 to 60 days to buy the business.
Okay, that's not bad because I've heard SBA loans can take much longer to close, but I guess in this particular type of SBA loan we're talking about can close in 60 days.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It takes longer because look, I mean, it all depends how fast you send me the docs
Yeah.
and how ready is the seller to do it. Because
Right.
it can take a year. I mean, I had the deal I closed in 30 days from the purchase agreement signed to closing
Uh,
to getting funded 30 days. That was commercial
Wow.
real estate. But my client was my friend, and he was like super super systems and very solid client. And I mean, I ask and I receive that in 30 minutes, everything.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
the kind of consistency.
Sure, sure. Well, that's the idea. I guess we're buying a distressed business, but this seemed like, there's a broker involved. So I'd imagine there's some organization to the paperwork. A broker probably knows that any
Yeah,
buyer
yeah, yeah. Yep.
probably going to get a loan. They're going to need all the P&L, balance sheet, bank statements, things like that for the business, right? So they probably, hopefully, are already working on getting that together. Um, All right, so decent credit score, 10% down. Sounds pretty similar to a loan for an apartment, In fact, even better leverage. What interest rate? Let's say, I have a 750 credit score, strong net worth, no experience managing or owning a laundromat, by the way, and I do my own laundry, if that helps, but I don't know how many points that's
You,
worth. Is the bank going to say, well, you can't own a laundromat. You don't know what you're doing. What would
So it's yeah, you're gonna provide like a history of you owning multiple businesses, and you have like some kind like being an executive for your own companies that shows something. And at the same time, I have many clients just call me every 3 6 months asking what's going on, what's in the market, and I kind of suggest them you're looking to buy something that you can hire like a manager, so it's cash flow
Mhm.
enough to pay someone a salary, so
Yeah.
you're not gonna be heading with all the operations because it's
Hmm.
more efficient this way.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna hire someone, it's basically you having multiple businesses and have an idea of what's going on. It's because every business is the same. It's the same process. It's sales, marketing, people, and making a profit. So it's
Sure.
simple. If you have experience with other businesses, most likely you're gonna qualify.
I actually do have experience with laundromats. We have laundry in a lot of our apartment
Yep,
buildings.
yep, 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 yep.
I just got through a 3-hour meeting with our management department here, and they manage our buildings day in and day out, and so just like that, you would ideally have a weekly or
See,
monthly meeting, with their management, right? And
see the effect of working with a professional, asking you the right question and suggesting you the right insights.
there you go, there you go. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And what are your thoughts on laundromats? Is it a dying business, or is it good
No,
long-term business to get
it's
into?
look, it's the whole concept of something is dying is wrong because people gonna use that, and it's like, I mean, there's a lot of demand for those things. That
Hmm.
it all stands for how you operate any business, how you operate this business. Because I mean, if they were still using, I mean, let's say you were writing something and then you're using AI, but there's no AI for laundry or something, so it's still gonna be here, and
All right.
people are gonna still use it, and it's there is some business that they're gonna stay longer than people expect, and the change is not gonna happen that fast because it's when
Yeah.
it comes to technology and stuff, yeah, but those are
Right.
also gas stations. Gas stations are so the gas stations are cash cows as well if you know how to operate them,
Mm.
and they have like 30 around 40% margin on just sales inside, because those are convenience store. Those are not the margin is made not on just on the gas. It's just
Right.
convenience stopping and just getting whatever so
Yeah.
let's say we're gonna be electric cars, it's gonna be Tesla plugs and convenience
Mhm.
store. It's a convenience store, it's selling convenience, it doesn't sell gas. So that's
Yeah.
the whole idea, to optimize
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
So
Gas gets them in the door, right? But then,
yeah,
how often do you stop
those
and buy a $4 pack of gum? Yeah.
Yep,
Hmm.
yep. Those businesses, they use 7A. The loans are from SBA. It's 7A. It's for 10 years usually,
Hmm.
and a lot of them they have no prepayment penalty. Some lenders do have like three, two,
Yeah.
one, or five, where it all depends because you adjust. I work with many lenders. I
Right.
have over 1,000 lending sources. So
Hmm.
we do private SBA, conventional. Uh, Family offices rates.
Yeah.
So I have multiple options. When it comes to SBA, I have multiple SBA options. So I'm running through different filters to see how much you call it, because like we're looking for lower interest or close faster. What is the most important for you? So
Yeah.
it all depends, not just
Right.
one option.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. I like that. What are some other businesses that you see as good investments? So you say, gas stations, laundromats could be a good example. That AI is a real concern, right? Like if you are creating like an image creation company or something, you're in trouble. Now, even if there are robots from Tesla, they still need to do their laundry somewhere. So if you don't have laundry in your
Yeah.
apartment, Well, why could you afford a robot? Okay, that scenario makes no sense. Yeah. But anyway, what are some other good businesses you think that
S-
are have high growth
Service
potential?
businesses, a lot of plumbing companies. The plumbing is hot right now. Plumbing, landscape,
Yep.
and what else? We have some spas right now. Spas for have some doctors look into that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of businesses, it's whatever, because some people go out of business. Manufacturing is hot right now. You can buy a manufacturing company with the building and everything, and just optimize that. Because as you mentioned earlier, for multifamily, you limited in what how you optimize that. You just increase rent and add couple things to get to better NOI.
Mm-hmm.
With businesses, you can do upsell, cross sell, do new services, and look. There's so many things you can scale the company, and
Yeah.
just doing small adjustments to increase the profit.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always liked service businesses. I feel like service businesses are a great place to be. We spend so much money on services. It's crazy. I think, and it's really a
Cleaning
high growth.
companies, cleaning
Yeah.
companies, commercial cleanings.
Yeah.
What else? Even those car washes
Car
too. It's
washes.
car
Yep.
washes. It's like you those do the robots.
At People's Capital Group, we help you invest in real estate. Build your wealth by owning professionally managed apartment buildings in the northern New Jersey market. We want to show you how owning real estate is attainable, even for the busy professionals that don't have the time or experience investing in real estate. Now, we only work with select people who are serious about building wealth. So find out if you qualify at peoplescapitalgroup.com.
They
Yep, yep.
it's
I've seen a
efficient
lot
and
of syndicators switch over from apartment buildings to car washes, and I get it. You can do an 80% tax write-off as soon upon acquisition. That's incredible. They're high cash flow, low maintenance types of businesses. I think they sell for decent equity multiples. A lot of them are kind of maybe mom and pop run and
yep.
poorly executed. And also like just general contracting and construction. I mean, we cycle through contractors so much. I mean, we'll have a good contractor and then maybe he'll just drop the ball. Or I just feel like every contractor we hire is so busy. And any good contractor we get, we don't refer them out to anyone because we don't want anyone else. It's,
Yeah.
it's so hard to find a good contractor. So the problem with contracting is you kind of need that guy who knows construct. Like if I start a contracting business, you don't want to see my framing work. It's gonna be like all tilted and messed up. You basically you got to know construction. You got to know you got to
Yeah,
know how to
yep,
put a new
yep.
bathroom in and tile work and
Yeah.
cabinetry. Like it's not like a laundromat. It's a very
Yeah, yep,
particular
yep, yep.
skill
Laundry.
set.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, laundry. You basically, let me break it down. I mean, you just gave me the question. I'm trying to
yeah,
run it through my filters. So you have the location, you have the equipment, and you have someone running the
yeah.
operations, and you gotta be
Mhm.
happy to enjoy that. So
Right.
that's some of the things. So it's simple as that. It's you don't have to update. It's much simple because with any business you gotta keep it simple.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but it's gotta be simple.
Right, right. I feel like with contractors, they're so busy like writing the quotes and doing the work and managing the workers. It's a really management intensive business. These guys, they're like working on quotes on like a Sunday night or something, so it's a lot. And but the demand is through the roof. And I guess what happens is when you start to have a lot of overhead and a back office and I always thought to myself, I know how to run and organize a business, but I don't know enough really about construction or contracting. But if I could team up with a contractor who knows the skill set,
Yep.
and then I can handle going out, writing up the quotes, because it seems like they just don't have enough time to do the quotes. And a lot of these guys have like no interest in doing the quotes. The problem is to write a good contracting quote, you have to know the business. So it would take some time to learn it. Now, I guess you could kind of take pictures and get information, then circle back to your partner who's actually a contractor, but that's always been my vision, to kind of create a contracting business that was someone that actually knows that part of the business. Do you see those types of partnerships in contracting? Have you had any experience with
And
that?
everything could be optimized. For example, right now, I'm a finance broker. We have a finance company for basically we finance brokers. So the whole thing I'm optimizing. I'm hiring people to basically take my email and calendar. So I'm just gonna be focusing on $1,000 an hour work. So
Hmm.
for me, it's like I'm gonna take someone to do 80% of my work. So
Hmm.
someone taking 80% of my work, it's 100% awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be focusing on growing the company. So let's
Hmm.
say for a contractor, you hire someone that you pay lower price, obviously, because it's they based on the work they do. So
Hmm.
you the one that make the decision. So you need the basically the report, you need the pictures, and you the one running the reports. Basically, you put your last touch in adjusting your price, because let's say when you're running through traffic appointment to appointment, you're not productive, you just wasting time. So having, let's say, three people running the all those codes, and you just approve those codes, or
Hmm.
even get involved if you want to the extent, that's another thing. So being efficient, it's another thing. So whoever is
Yeah.
gonna be efficient with the time is gonna be able to grow, because there is so much demand, but everybody's time is limited. So whoever is
Hmm.
gonna be able to kind of multiply themselves to focus just on what's important, what's worth it to do, and that's the key to any business. It's you just break it down and delegate and systemize, because
Hmm.
it's having system in place is gonna make it happen. That's why you're thinking, okay, so you have the right thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna buy that. I'm not gonna run it. Obviously, I'm gonna have someone. So this is the right approach, because
Hmm.
you're not trying to save some money. You're trying to make sure you own the asset and is run properly. So
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
is the best approach.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate that, George. Now, as you're speaking to me, I'm looking at all the books behind you, and a lot of them I recognize, and I'm thinking, oh, yeah, that's on my to-read list. I really should get around to that one. So, according to the bookshelf behind you, you seem like a well-read businessman here. What are some suggestions you have for us entrepreneurs as far as like maybe a top 3 to 5 books you suggest we read?
Yeah, the Atomic Habits, Psychology of Money. I'm working on Buy Back Your Time right now,
Mm-hmm.
that I mentioned. So basically, every entrepreneur that is has no time, you should,
Yeah.
because I'm not just reading the book, I'm implementing the book. So
Mm.
uh, next 2 weeks, I block my calendar, so I'm just gonna implement the book. Basically, I'm hiring processes, optimizing, doing the playbook. So
Right.
I'm just basically doing a playbook. So when I hire someone, they just read the playbook, check the videos, and just know what they do. So the whole
Mm-hmm.
idea is to hire someone that I present them with the task and don't give too much instruction. So they gonna bring the value. They gotta show me, okay, here is the problem. Give me three options how you planning to solve it, and we take it from there. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to hire people that willing to be creative and think out of the box, and I'm willing to pay a little premium for that to
Mm-hmm.
optimize the company, because it's totally worth it. So let's say you making a you have a specific area in your business and you're making 100 grand a year, then you hire someone for, let's say, 20 25,000 a year. So it's worth it, because you pay someone and you have the margin, and that's the whole idea. So it's because, look, I'm doing that as we speak. As someone is gonna
Sure.
take my inbox, my full inbox. Everything is it's happening right now. I'm doing the playbook, and we have a couple very nice candidates that they have experience, and they're gonna be doing it much better than me, because I'm
Mhm.
just gonna focusing on the strategy and how to partner and how to grow the company.
Yeah, yeah. For 25 grand a year, I assume you're talking like an overseas virtual assistant, someone like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Someone that it's it's has experience, and it's I call them ninja, because they know what they do, and they do much better than me, because I'm running with 800 miles an hour, and
Mhm.
a lot of things are falling off. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they're gonna make sure things are not falling off.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, especially working with investors like I do. You got to make sure you're answering emails
Yep,
quickly,
yep, yep,
effectively.
yep.
No, that's important. You got to think about the highest and best use of your time as an entrepreneur and
Yep.
a business owner, and what are you doing? Is it the most effective thing? Could you hire someone for a lower cost than what you earn, than what your pay is? And even if you don't take it a salary, what you expect your salary to be, or what, your partner draws, or so on. And that's so important. Every single task, anytime I'm doing a task, I think to myself, but then there's also things like, I feel like with social media, I know that should be like one of the easiest things to outsource, but I've done it before with social media companies. Maybe I just hired the wrong one, but they create these like cookie cutter, social media posts. And I'm just like, you know what? My social media has to kind of sound like me. So I've taken it back a little bit, although I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
effective.
It's
I have a
totally worth
video.
it. Totally
Yeah, I have a
worth it to
video
take
guy
time
that does.
to study.
Yeah.
I do my own post on LinkedIn.
Hmm.
So even today's post, we got over 60 million in funding request in the last 2.5 months just from LinkedIn, and none of my posts go viral. It's crazy.
Mm.
So it's
Kind of
creating
like
the
quality
night.
over quantity. I thought you were gonna
Yep.
say you got over 60 million
Yeah.
views on your post. I was like, bro, that's
No, no, no. I don't
yeah.
believe in views. I believe in cash. So
There you go. There you go. What actually leads to business, right?
yep,
Yeah, I mean
yep.
that's the thing. You look at your social media, like, oh, people look at your profile and you check them out, and they're like just service providers, and you're like, ah, no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's and
Oh.
I
Hmm.
basically the whole idea of creating content. So okay, I have myself a task on a daily basis. So every time I have like something I'm working, I was like, can I do a post of that? So I'm just writing the hooks, the hooks.
Yeah.
I'm writing because everybody's saying LinkedIn is dead. Actually, we got this. And
Hmm.
then, for example, uh, buying the building. So the misconcept about commercial real estate for business owners. Basically,
Hmm.
one of the recent deals, we helped someone buy the existing building. They were paying $10,000 a month. I got
Hmm.
them an SBA loan with 10% down. So
Hmm.
now they paying $9,000. So they own the building and they pay less. So that's a
Hmm.
misconception because actually you don't need millions in your bank account to qualify for that. So I do the post. You don't need millions to qualify. You just need to
Yeah.
work with the right partner, like our
Right.
company or someone else that specialized in doing that.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
there's many banks because the problem basically people go to the bank to do bank that they work and they have
Yeah.
only one answer. I have hundreds of answers. I have different options. So there is an option. There's funding is happening, transactions are happening, and you just gotta work with the right person. Right now, the banks are risk reverse, and most of them they're gonna say no. But there's private money available, and funding is happening. So
Yeah. That's interesting. All right, George. So you do funding for business owners, for real estate, and you have a very entrepreneurial mindset there. So how can people reach out to you and learn more about what you do there?
yeah, they can reach out to me on LinkedIn. It's George Otel, Otel. Or check our website is usbizfunding.net or usbizfunding.net as well. So anything from 20,000 to 30 million, we help you done. Equipment, working capital, commercial real estate loans, business acquisitions. And you asked me earlier regarding the business, preparing the business. I totally agree with you, and that's what I told clients to uh, basically hire someone, pay 25,000, let's say for consulting. So you will be amazed that in 6 to 9 months you're gonna have like 5 to 10x of those money, and you're gonna have a higher multiple of your company. You're gonna have a higher equity stake in your company. It's gonna be easier for you. It's gonna optimize your daily basis of operations,
Hmm.
and you're gonna be working less. You're gonna make more money, and it's gonna be much easier for you to exit. And I 100% agree with you. You gotta run the business as you're willing to sell it, because even if you're never gonna sell it, that means the mindset, your mindset, the business operation is done properly. Because eventually, that's all the successful business owners, they run the business like that.
Yeah, learn how to work on your business and not in your business, and how to take yourself out of it, essentially, and that's what every business owner struggles with, at least in the beginning, until you get to a certain level of success, or you have enough years in the business to figure that out. So, but yep, absolutely, can't agree with you more. I'm always working on my systems and processes here, and it is tough because you want to save money at the same time, and not break the bank. But there are times you got to spend money to make money. So, and reinvest in your company, which we do a lot of here at People's Capital Group. Thank you, George. One more time, what's that website they can go to?
It's usbizfunding.net or usbusinessfunding.net. Both sites goes to one site, and LinkedIn. I'm available. Send me a DM or ask me what questions you have.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, George, for coming on the show. So I hope our listeners enjoyed the trial run we went through with the example of buying a laundromat. And, George, I think I'm going to reach out to you. And let me first contact the broker, make sure that laundromat's still available. I'm really curious. I think we need to start investing in cash flowing businesses like that. And I think that's the right way to go. And with as you're saying, the baby boomer generation maturing now, growing out of their working years and getting to the point where they're going to be looking to exit these companies. A lot of these businesses, man, I gotta say that they look like they're poorly run. I drive past this motorcycle dealership, and I love motors. I'm a big dirt bike ATV enthusiast, so I drive by this power sports this shop all the time, like twice a week, and it is so poorly run. And you know what I
Yep.
you know what I did was I went on Google Business, and they never claimed their business on Google Business,
Yeah.
which is free. It's like the 101 of SEO.
Yep. Yep.
And so I'm like, all right. So I clicked the claim this business. And now whenever someone leaves a review, I get an email just to kind of like mess with it. And it's ridiculous. So I'm the owner of the business on Google Business. So it's ridiculous how poorly run this thing is. And now they put it up for sale, and they're asking some ridiculous price. But I'm thinking to myself, now that's not a good example of a business that's low time intensity, because a power sports store, any type of retail store, you're really gonna have to be there working with the sales professionals, working on marketing and branding to get people coming in the door. It's a competitive space. You're selling items between 5,000 to 25,000. So, maybe the margins aren't particularly great, but it and it's also talk about not recession resilient, but definitely a passion of mine. Maybe one day a business I'd love to own. So just an incredible example though of a poorly run business in a great location though, that they're asking way too much. So we'll let them sit there for a little time. But I really appreciate
It's
you coming on here talking about acquiring businesses, building your business to prepare for sale, funding businesses as well, and being a smart entrepreneur is effective with your time. And to our listeners and viewers out there, again, if you're enjoying this content, like it, share it, hit that subscribe button, and let's keep building the Passive Cash Flow podcast. Here we come out with a new episode every 2 weeks now. We're up to over 180 episodes of the Passive Cash Flow podcast. And my name is Aaron Fragnito. I'm co-owner of People's Capital Group. We help people build and preserve their wealth through New Jersey apartment buildings. So we're actually acquiring a new apartment building in Hackensack, New Jersey right now. If you want to learn more about that, go to peoplescapitalgroup.com, get in touch with us. We actually don't even have it up yet. It's top secret stuff, but you can go to peoplescapitalgroup.com and contact us that way, and we can get in touch with you. You can also find me on LinkedIn. I'm on there 5 days a week, begrudgingly at this point. So, but no, it's all right. A little break in my day. But thank you so much, George. Enjoy your day.
Thanks for you as well.